You cut the top salaries. You start at the top. They're part-time employees. Either you're here or you're not. We don't really want to have part-time employees where we don't have representation when we need it. You need one public relations officer. We are currently paying for 2 assistant controllers who are attending classes during working hours, enhancing their educations, while we, the taxpayers, foot the bill. We always had a little bit of crime, but violent crime is on the increase. And I have asked on many occasions for the Public Safety Committee to meet with the public safety officers to address the issue. Now we know that Hoboken has 50,000 people in town, an increase of 20,000 from what we thought, according to the census. We need to increase both the fire and police departments. Yes, here in the First Ward, we are very fortunate that we have our waterfront. I'm especially proud that I have worked side by side with Citizens for a Better Waterfront to accomplish that wonderful goal that we all enjoy. But the rest of the city is sorely needs that kind of representation, and I will support anything, even if it's not for the First Ward, citywide. The eminent domain, cautiously, and I'm not a fan, so that has to be on case-by-case basis. I vehemently oppose that fee. I was very disappointed when the mayor vetoed it the next day. It is unfair to the families who can't afford it, and it divides our community. I am not interested in other towns. This Little League field and all of the sports here has survived 60 years. One of the council people said it's a commitment when they put down that $25. Well, guess what? There was no fee for 60 years. I say that's the commitment. We just celebrated our 60th year. We, the City Council, are the co-signers of this loan. As in any negotiation, we're entitled to some information, which hasn't come our way yet. I put my faith in the board as the liaison to the board from the City Council, but my patience has run out. We have asked the Corporation Council to check into the scope of duties of the council. I understand there's not a lot that the board can share with the council, but we are their partners in this. And there's almost a moral obligation to let us, even in closed session, know what is going on, because we have no answers. And as you said, Mr. Curta, we said yes, and we dumped the problem on you. Well, we created a board to deal with the problem. And so far, we have gotten no information at all. The original rent control ordinance should have contained a clause calling for a revision for every 5 or so years as to reflect the change in property values and per capita income. But it doesn't. I wasn't on the council in '73, otherwise it would have had that. I think the most prudent way to approach this is to revise the ordinance in phases, as we have been doing. I support rent control in Hoboken, and I move cautiously through the process. As a small business owner for 42 years in town, I get to see what goes in and what goes out. As the Historic Preservation Commissioner, we also get to see what comes in and what comes out. And there's a big turnover, and it's very sad. We need a strong Chamber of Commerce, which I think they're on their way. People ask me all the time, isn't there rent control for commercial? And it is unconstitutional. It can't be done, and that's very sad. Parking and transportation, I am the chair of the committee. We have a lot of concerns. We are advocating for pedestrian safety, traffic calming, encouraging walking and bicycling. Hoboken has only so much surface area. We need to build garages. We need to go up. Enter into partnerships with owners who have surface parking lots and build garages. The bank on 4th and Washington Street, Walgreens, Observer Highway parking lot as examples. We can increase parking that way. Like all of Hoboken, the First Ward residents received a mailer from Mayor Dawn Zimmer last week. It asked voters to support my opponent and her entire slate of candidates, based not on their own records, but on hers. She's asked you to vote for her candidates to keep the city moving forward. But since Mayor Zimmer has been in office, I have not seen the city moving forward. Rather, I have seen it stumbling aimlessly. Under Mayor Zimmer's watch, I have seen her administration drop the ball time and time again. During the last year's snowstorm, I saw Hoboken immobilized by the worst attempt at snow removal I've seen in my time in office. While Mayor Zimmer calls her reorganization of the police department a success, I have seen crime rise in all of our neighborhoods. And every day I hear from residents who complain that the streets have never been this filthy. If you want a representative who will serve at the behest of the mayor, then my opponent is your choice. But in my world, councilpersons are elected to serve the residents, not the mayor. That is why we are here. We wear many hats. We put on good legislation on the table, as well as act as mediators to settle disputes. But at the end of the day, our highest responsibility is the welfare of our residents. I strongly believe this, and that is why I make constituent services my top priority. As councilwoman, my record of accomplishments is unmatched. For years, I have fought to make life in Hoboken better for the residents of the First Ward. If you want a councilperson that funds her own campaign, has the knowledge, the experience, and the proven independence and the integrity to move the city in the right direction, then I am your candidate. And my name is Theresa Castellano, and I do represent the First Ward. Thank you.